We're here today to celebrate the opening of a section of the English Coast Path, and we've also been involved in a project which is to do with connecting people with nature. We're just helping young children, mainly between sort of 3 to 10, connect with the local area around them. So it's a very important part of the coast. It's called Allonby Bay, and just this week it's been designated as a highly protected marine area, which offers the highest level of protection our seas can have in the UK. The 3 different schools are doing a story on 3 herrings, which is the Allonby parish flag symbols, with its association, a long history with herring fishing in the Solway.
Hello everyone, welcome to the rock pool.
On the very first session that came to the school, Kath from Natural England came in and she brought in a rock pool, a living rock pool, and lots of information that was about the wildlife that could be found around the coastal paths.
When you go out onto the beach here at Allonby, so you don't really know what's there, but the point of these sessions is just basically bring the sea and the coast to you so you can see a little bit more about what's hiding beneath. They're barnacles on top that actually attach to the mussels, and barnacles are actually living creatures themselves that attach to the mussel
That's a living creature?
Yeah. We've got some kelp here.
It feels slimy.
It's slimy, right? Yeah.
Slime.
It's slime, and it surprisingly feels quite leathery. So you see this sort of a lot of places around the UK, and it acts as like a really good hiding place for a lot of these creatures.
Oh, the starfish is moving.
Yeah.
I didn't know starfish moved.
Yeah.
There's a cloud.
It was bringing 3 schools that were in the local area to be able to come together and celebrate the amazing coastal path that's on your doorstep. So the sea creatures that we've been working on, so that's because they are sea creatures that are found in our local sea at Allonby.
Not surprisingly, we start at the very bottom of the seabed. So it's under the water.
Second is the seagrass, and then the third one would be the honeycomb worms.
The honeycomb worm that looks like an alien, but they're really important because again, they help gently move the sand and the mud about, so that releases food for our little small fish. Us humans are taking things out of every layer in the ocean.
Really? Don't.
No. So you've started really dredging the seabed, so you're churning up the seabed. So that's kind of your medium-sized fish, the fish you might get from, fish and chip shop. Then we have the mammals like seals and the basking sharks. Seabirds are beginning to get taken out. And finally, they're all linked in. So if you take too much out, the whole ecosystem, as we call it, collapses.
In the first session, the school wrote a story.
Gonna be a
Yeah.
sea shark. Sea shark.
This is a magic starfish. He makes loads of other starfish to protect him.
It's a mermaid and it's very special because it's got like these magic powers. If someone tells it to jump, it can like go like that and like it just makes them disappear.
What would happen to the real world that the herring belongs to?
Shark swimming.
That jellyfish, sun, rubber, mum. Well, it's an octo shark, and it ate too many people, so now it's a bird.
So what's that?
A herring fish.
Every school story is a special story about a herring because Allonby flag has 3 herrings on it.
The herring is going to set off and meet each of the creatures, but when it meets the creature, something goes down.
The herring is called Junior Firpo as well.
Yeah.
And he was on his way to a party down here.
Alexander the herring, a very special herring, and he has a great big protective shield around him, and he has to be protected because he has special eyes that let him see what is about to happen. It's that every school has created puppets around their characters from their story.
Many years ago, the Solway was home to many creatures. There was the sea pen who wrote all the laws of the sea. The razor bird ensured that the laws were obeyed, and the guardians of the Solway were the merkelps, magical creatures, half kelpie and half mermaid. You're going to have to start thinking about what puppets you're going to make from the story, but first of all they need to be designed, and then there will be a glorious banner as well. So that's this afternoon's work. And it would be really lovely to make them quite big drawings.
I'm drawing a basking shark.
It's for our story. Like a parade. There's going to be a parade and these are going to be like the puppets. It's going to be presented in Allonby.
It's a starfish with an accident and it's a bodyguard for the eggs.
Herring lived in a cave deep in the Solway, and one night as it slept, a merkelp slipped into the cave and laid 3 white eggs.
It's a basking shark. They're blue. They eat tiny little creatures.
So it's now thinking about how you're going to merge all your ideas together. So just play about with ideas, and do it in pencil so you can just very roughly sketch it out. Yes, that kind of works quite nicely, or no, what happens if we move this to that? Is that clear?
I'm drawing the leatherback sea turtle for the banner.
Away from the sharks. They are dangerous but are nice. From Sea Pen.
In the morning, as Herring woke, it saw the 3 eggs, and thinking they were seeds, it brushed them out of the cave, and off they floated on the tides.
The aim today is to try and get both sides of their puppets sorted.
So we've been working on the golden heron and we've done lots of like dots on it and it's like and we basically made it a clown. Yeah. It's like super big. It's kind of like a basking shark. So that's what we kind of wanted it to look like, and I think it looks really good. Are you proud of it, how it's turned out? Yeah.
It's the 3rd session in the school, and it's them starting to take their designs and put them into practice. Various puppets that are being made, and we've got a beautiful banner.
We have done shark.
That's a golden heavy. That's a ship.
We've written our squirrel on the top of the banner and the bottom. And we've got monsters and jellyfish.
Do you care about like saving the ocean, or are you not bothered?
I do care about it because all the sea creatures need a place to live.
Doing some starfish, you know, just like kind of like an army of starfish.
What is your favourite bit about your painting?
Just like painting, you know, when you're painting with normal paints, it like leaves white spots, doesn't it? But with these these paints, it don't leave like any white spots.
Do you know what type of paint it's called?
Fabric paint.
Nice, nice.
This is like turned into an advert now, isn't it?
Nice.
Basking
shark. 4 people worked on the shark. We were just working together to make our own designs.
And
you tell me what you're doing?
Two-headed dragon, blue and red. One of them is bacon tornadoes in his mouth, blue one. And the red one is got fire. One of them is evil, one of them is good. Feet over there, wings, heads, body.
We're making like a sea monster.
Big monster.
Well, look how much details there are.
Yeah.
Doing like a herring, like it's like a fish, but it's from like the story. And I'm trying to make it look like this. Thanks.
Have you ever drawn anything this big before?
Nope.
Is it different drawing a big thing?
Yeah. Red, yellow and pink. Red and yellow and pink and green. Orange and purple and blue.
When it dries, like the paint, we're gonna flip it round, do it again and turn it into a puppet.
We've been painting with and using pens. We made up a story. We're doing about the habitats of the ocean.
Do you think it's important to look after the sea and fish and things?
Yes, otherwise they'll die and we'll never have any fish in the water.
Next time that we come into the school, they will be adding, well, there'll be stuff in the puppets and adding embellishments through bits of salt. You see it kind of come to life.
The thing is to decide where the legs are going to go. Back through the bead. Keep pulling the thread nice and tight.
It's Allonby Discovery Day, so we're hoping that lots of people will come and have a look at what's on offer.
Help celebrate the England Coast Path. Lots of stretches in Cumbria are open now, so we're welcoming to the public, and it's really great to have an event that brings people in with lots of activities to do as well.
We've got activities on the beach, we've got people with telescopes and so on and so forth. They can look at, see what bird life there is, especially when the tide comes in. The tide's right out this morning, it's quite early morning, but as the tide comes in, it usually brings them back in.
Well, I think the Coast Path's important because it's there for everybody. It's going to be a national trail in there in perpetuity, and as a concept it's really fantastic. Everywhere in England you'll be able to go to the coast, turn left or turn right, and you know you've got a path that goes all the way along the coast.
This habitat is really rare, so we've got sand dune habitat that's decreasing by 80% throughout the UK, so having any sort of dune habitat is really important that it's well maintained.
People would look at it, it's scrub, but it's got a huge range of flora and fauna here. I couldn't dream of trying to name a quarter of it, but it's rich in that different forms of plant life. And where you've got plant life, then you've got all the bugs and beasties and other things. And then that feeds the oyster catchers and it feeds the other wildlife and the birds.
It's a place I'd never really thought too much about. I mean, up and down this road many times, being fairly local to the area.
If you're going on a day out, you tend to look further afield than what's on your own doorstep, and sometimes you overlook the natural capital or the value of what's on your doorstep that other people then come to visit.
created by the entire school. So here we are. Furpo was a very ordinary herring, and he liked to find ordinary treasures. Ordinary herring, and from that moment on, the herring was known as the silver of the sea. Hey. Thank you, Allonby. Good old herring. So, pick up your puppets. Okay.
Once a fisherman who was very to chat to his great friend.
A final story from home St Cuthbert School. Many years ago, Solway was the home to many creatures. Until they hatched into beautiful mercals. Well done.